Hey folks, so this is your first project and this is your first project demo, and the project is blind contour continuous line drawings. Now these demos could become hopelessly long. Believe me, this is like my sixth take already and I need to keep these shorter. So I want to get to the drawing, but the things I want to emphasize are these. First of all, you're using your Sharpie, and I want you to set up your 18 by 24-inch piece of paper on your easel. This is my own construction. It's a piece of hardboard backing, and then I got those clamps that I showed you off of the material list, off of the supply list, right? That's how I'm keeping my paper on this board. And I want to show you, I've got the rest of the pad underneath here, okay? And some drawings from somewhere else. But I tore off this front page and I put it between this piece of paper and this piece of paper. And I've just got an old drawing back here, but it's okay. Because what can happen is where you linger with your Sharpie pen, it's going to bleed through the paper and get onto the paper below it. So that's my hot tip today, is take that thicker piece of paper off of the top of your pad, tear it off, and you can insert it in between the sheets of paper that you're working on when you're using your Sharpie marker. It doesn't matter if you're using your regular pencils, they're not going to bleed through. But for this assignment, for blind contour, we're almost always using our Sharpie marker, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, I want to get to this, but here's the other point of emphasis. Did I emphasize this? You need to look at your subject, these flowers, this is what I'm going to draw, 100% of the time. So that blind part of blind contour means you're never looking at your drawing. Now that's going to take a lot of discipline on your part, and I know you're going to cheat. I know you are, because we're so used to like employing our editor and looking at our drawing to see if it's right, to see if it's good, that it's almost irresistible. But you need to push yourself. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Can you go 30 minutes without looking at your drawing? That's what we're doing here. And you know, your drawing, it's gonna look different than your typical drawings, and that's great. So this is like a no fear project. You need to focus on not looking at your drawing and building hand-eye coordination between the contours that your eye follows on your subject and your hand mirroring where your eye goes. So like if this is my eye right here, these two fingers, pretend that's what my eye is looking at, and then I'm over here drawing on the paper. As I move that way, see how this works? That's what you need to make happen. As your eye slowly explores the subject matter, your other hand with your pen records its movement on the page. You get a continuous line drawing. Now that continuous line part of blind contour continuous line drawing, that means you don't pick up your pen off of the page. Once you put it down, you leave it. And that line's going to be connected. You don't take it off the page and start over here and do it again. It's always going to be connected, okay? One big, long, continuous line. You'll get the point. I'm going to do a demo here in just a second. All right, so I'm going to stand off to the side here a little bit and pick my spot to begin. I'm at a bit of an awkward angle just to get the camera work here, so I'm honestly a little concerned about how this is going to go. But hey, we're all doing new things. So here we go. My eye is following a leaf and the contour of a leaf, and I'm moving fairly slowly, and I'm looking at my subject the whole time. And my hand that's drawing on the page needs to move at a similar pace and in the same direction as my eye on the drawing. Okay, I think you get the point. So what do you think? I think I spent about 8 to 10 minutes on that drawing. So that gets you a sense of the pace I was moving at. Um, Pretty slowly, not moving too quickly, being really concerned about what I'm looking at. Um, Concentration is something that you're going to have to develop. And this takes a little bit of discipline just to try it over and over and over again. Now, something I want to emphasize. Um, I am just practicing the blind contour continuous line um, technique there. And really, that's what I want you to focus on. Don't worry about making magnificent drawings. If you must make a magnificent drawing, give it this criteria, okay? Fill. Fill your 18 by 24 inch page. So you can see I've only got about maybe 20% of the page filled. So, of course, I didn't finish this. I really was working on this area about right, oh, you can't even see it. It's off camera, but it's probably a section about this big, 4 or 5 flowers, which is about 20% of the total subject. So, you know, I've got a lot of room to keep going here. So don't quit at this. See how well you can do, all right? But hey, it's gonna look strange. All right, you can kind of see there's a flowerness quality to it. That's because we're capturing contours that really are quite common on flowers. So believe me, the drawing is gonna kind of look like the thing, but there's no pressure to make this look like some magnificently, representational piece of artwork. Have fun with the process. And remember, every week you need to spend at least 10 hours of your time towards drawing. So you have a lot of time to play with this. Yeah. Now, next, I'm a little worried this quarter. I don't think I can push you to exercise discipline 10 hours a week. That's not realistic. It takes a long time to kind of rise to that level. And if we're not working all of us together in the studio and with me, helping to push you as well, I'm a little worried that I would lose some of you. So I want to make this, not only do we need to learn, and yeah, you're going to have to push yourself and be disciplined, but I want to try and make this as fun and as engaging as possible this quarter. So here's another thing you can do with these drawings. Grab your colored pencils, and it doesn't have to be a one-to-one correspondence with your subject matter, right? The red flowers don't necessarily have to be red. And you don't even have to find the red flower. I don't care how you do this. You can experiment with this, but you can color in shapes. You can outline things. You can take your Sharpie in some instances and go back. Maybe make some of the lines darker in some places. It'll be interesting. Are you doing it, how are you making your decisions? Are you doing it intuitively? Are you trying to find a reason in your subject to make a spot darker? Just have a little bit of fun with that. See what happens. Okay, so I hope it's been helpful for you to see someone someone using this blind contour continuous line process. And again, having some fun with it too. So draw as much as you can, folks, and really try and develop that hand-eye coordination. As your Sharpie goes across the page, remember, it's moving in the direction that your eye goes, diagonally, up, down, across. You'll get the hang of this. And pay attention to the pace of your eye. I like to try and make my eye move across the contours of my subject at a continuous, steady pace. Because if I'm going whoop, right, going fast, slowing down, going fast, then my hand is having to do that also. And I think you can kind of get disconnected. Your hand can get disconnected from your eye if you do that. So maintain a steady pace with your eye on your subject and just keep your hand moving at a consistent, steady pace and following the direction of your eye as it changes direction. You'll do great. I look forward to seeing what you come up with.